Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into 6 single barrel bourbons that are better than your beloved Blantons. There's 1,000 different reasons why single barrels are dope. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely not going to be a video of why a single barrel is a waste, especially a single barrel like this that looks super freaking dope. This is not going to be a video that's me telling you that Blantons sucks. Blantons it's a solid $50 bottle of bourbon, and it's just gotten too hyped, I guess. But this for like $50 to $60, solid. Not my cup of tea, but still not a bad whiskey. I'm not here to talk crap about this. What I am here to talk about is single barrel bourbons that are just as good as this, if not better, for the same price or less. Some of these might not actually be better than Blantons, but they have just as much value, if not far better value. So, Blantons. It's a beloved bottle. A lot of people like it because of the whole dumped on day, all the information about the specific bottle. It looks cool. You can get one for your kid's birthday, or maybe even your birthday, or whatever the case may be. But honestly, most single barrels or picks or things like that have that kind of information. So I'm here bringing you a list of 6 single barrels that I think are just as good, if not better, or have a higher level of value than the beloved Blanton single barrel that you don't have to hunt down and chase down for that like $150, $200 price tag, because these are going to be way better and they're reliable and easy to find almost anywhere, bar the first one, which is the easy pick. If you've watched this, I've already done 2 videos regarding this, and this is John J. Bowman Single Barrel. This is essentially Buffalo Trace distillate that's redistilled a 3rd time in Virginia, and then bottled underneath the Bowman line, which is also owned by them. This stuff's fantastic. It's actually really good. It's 50%, and it's very similar to the Blantons profile, bar that it brings a little bit like more of like a coffee chocolatey note in there. And it's like $50 compared to the $55, $60 that you're going to find Blantons at, if you find it at a great price, which you won't more often than not. So, Bowman, fantastic bottle. I know this was the easy one. So, and this one's a little bit harder to find, but if you can find it, you more often than not can find this a lot easier than you can find Blantons like I can. This is on the shelves sometimes, not often, but it comes in waves. You get like a batch, people buy it all up, and then you wait another 4 or 5 months. People, you know how that works. But the next ones, and these are in no particular order, bar the last 2. The last 2 I'm gonna put up are my 2 favorites, but just to kick it off, we got Jim Beam Single Barrel. This bottle makes no sense. This is the complete opposite of Blantons to me. Or well, like the flavor profiles don't exactly match. This is like dark and nutty. It's that Jim Beam, and this is like the sweet Buffalo Trace juice. But these are like polar opposites. This is like not so great packaging. It has a stupid little twist top, but it's like fantastic whiskey for like $30, like $30 to $35. It's 108 proof, and it packs a wallop, brings a nice, like, this is Jim Beam done right. That's exactly the best way I can describe it. For like $35, 108 proof, that's really solid. Whereas this is like 60-ish, and it has the best branding in the whole freaking game, a cool little horsey top. So these are kind of polar opposites for single barrels, but I do think this single barrel holds better value in the world of whiskey. Even though it won't look the best on your shelf, I think honestly it might taste better compared to, good old Blanton's hand grenade over there. And then followed by another $30-ish single barrel, which again, I think it's more of like a value thing than it tastes better. I need to side by side all these, but 1792 single barrel. This single barrel are like, I love 1792 stuff. I think it's really good. It's a little like nutty artificial banana going on in there. This particular one's 49.3% ABV. I really like this stuff. I think this stuff is fantastic, and honestly, like, even though it might not be like the easiest to find or the most prettiest, because I think this is stupid and gaudy, but I do think this stuff is really, really tasty, and it's way better. Like, it's a way better value than Blantons, and you're gonna find it more often than not. Like, you'll probably find the small batch or like a full proof over this, but if you can find this 1792 single barrel, because you will find them if you go looking for it, this is definitely gonna be just as good, if not better, or just as good at a higher value than Blantons. Again, I haven't side-by-sided it, but I would take 2 of these over 1 of these any day of the week, because this stuff is crushable. And then now, moving on to whiskeys that I know for a fact are better than Blantons, starting off with Four Roses Single Barrel. This stuff is so good. And look at the branding. This is good. It got the neck tag just like the Blantons. I mean, it doesn't have a cool horsey top, but you know, it has a little embossed roses in there. So it's still like, I think this is a sleek, beautiful branding. And it still has all that like warehouse information, barrel number. I guess it doesn't have a dump date like, you know, your Blantons does, but this brings a lot better flavor profile than the Blantons. This Blantons is like sweet caramels, vanillas, a little bit of like a tart green apple, you know, your typical like Buffalo Trace notes. Well, this brings in like a very like minty herbal bourbon, which is fantastic. I absolutely love Four Roses stuff, and I get it's very herbaceous bourbon, and I love it. I think this juice is above and beyond that, and this is for like $40 in my area, so you're still saving $15 to $20 by picking this up instead of that. And I'd rather have one of these over one of those, even at the same price. I would take one of these at $40 instead of one of these at $40, because I like drinking my whiskey. I don't like looking at it. That's just me. And then the next 2, we're starting to get into whiskeys that are the same exact price as Blantons, but are better. And the last 2 that are definitely better is Knob Creek Single Barrels. This specific pick is like 14 years old, so this is an insane pick, but this stuff is so good. And like any Knob Creek pick, not just this specific pick, even the normal non-picks, fantastic. Knob Creek Single Barrel bourbons. They're 120 proof. They're like $50, and they're so good. Again, another like Jim Beam, nutty, spicy kind of bourbon, but like it's so much more complex than your beloved Blantons that like this is just so much more complex. And then finally, my favorite one, which I would take way before a Blanton's bottle, Russell's Single Barrel. Not even a pick, just a normal Russell's. These are fantastic. They're so good. This is 110 proof Wild Turkey done right. I love this stuff. I think it's so good. It's that nice like cherry pie, like creamy vanilla, a little bit of like a nutty oak. So good. I mean, I'm kind of a Wild Turkey fanboy, but this stuff destroys the stuff in this bottle. And these sit on the shelves everywhere because they have huge distribution. They sit on the shelf for like $50 to $60, but they're well worth it. Like honestly, this is probably one of the best values in bourbon. I know that's not the concept of this video, but this is such a great value in bourbon that like if you're not picking up these Russell Single Barrels or you don't like Wild Turkey, I don't know what to tell you. We're completely on different wavelengths at that point. But I hope you guys like this video. This was me just bringing up 6 bourbons that are single barrels that I think are way better than Blantons. I would rather have any one of these 6 single barrels on my shelf than getting Blantons, even if this looks dope as heck to look at. Like, this isn't even my bottle. I borrowed this bottle for this video concept, This stuff, it's good, but it's not great. It's not all the hype. It's an okay bourbon. It's good bourbon for like that price that it's at, that $55, $60. But I mean, even still at $55, $60, you're still paying quite a bit for that cool branding. And yeah, it looks cool on the shelves, but I'm a whiskey drinker who likes to actually drink my whiskey. So that's going to be a wrap for this video though. Please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Let me know what single barrels would you rather have over Blantons, or if Blantons is the only single barrel you want or whatnot. Let me know why that is the case. I mean, this whole like world of whiskey, it's a giant community. So if Blantons is the only thing you want to drink and you're willing to pay $200, more power to you. Heck yeah, get it done. You know, I'll support you in that if that's what you want to do. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. The link for that is down there below. We appreciate y'all so much for your support. Cheers. We'll see you later.